if you have a bunch of different things that you're going after, you got to think of the variations of that keyword and then make ad groups for that so that you can have specific copy for that.
We interrupt this program to bring you this important message. Welcome to Marketing Interruption, a daily podcast powered by BlueTuskr that interrupts your day with marketing news, tips and strategies from an entrepreneur who lives and breathes marketing. Now, let the interruption begin with your host, Andrew Maff.
All right, episode number 18, Marketing Interruption. Andrew Maff tone, that's me. Here we go. So, Google search ads to drive more leads and shoppers. So obviously I cater more to e-commerce. So leads in this case could be driving them to some kind of gated content. So maybe you did an ebook, which yes, you can for e-commerce, which I'll get to in another time. But so we're gonna go right into this. First thing I always fight, branded search terms. Absolutely bid on them. I don't care if none of your competitors are bidding on you. You don't want to be surprised to find out that a competitor all of a sudden started bidding on you. You're going to pay arguably nothing per click. You're going to get a ridiculous conversion rate. The amount of money you're going to spend to pay for someone else to click on your own brand name is totally worth it. It's fine. So run a campaign for your own branded keywords. Always test, right? Even your branded stuff. So even when you do different ad groups, you have different keywords, you have different copy that you're using, different description, different title, all that fun stuff, different landing page, test all that stuff. So in, drafts and experiments, set that up, always run A/B tests, set it up so that once one is determined, let it run. I probably set up a test on usually about a weekly basis, maybe every other week. I'll test something out and I'll just go, screw it, I'm testing this one. And then one will win and then I'll test that one again. And it's just, it's constant improvement. So create ad groups with relevant keywords in the copy being used. So if you have a bunch of different things that you're going after, you got to think of the variations of that keyword and then make ad groups for that so that you can have specific copy for that. So, as usual, my dog's here. So golden retriever puppy toys versus golden retriever squeak toys. I might want to have an ad group for more general puppy toys and then an ad group for more general squeak related toys and make sure that I use the word squeak in there. So breaking ad groups into, I have my notes here, so bear with me. Breaking ad groups into discovery keywords with broad. Okay, so we created those ad groups, right? So let's do golden retriever squeak toys, and that what I'm going to do is those keywords that are kind of more broad, I'm going to keep that in their own separate ad group of a broad and phrase. I like to keep the broad and phrase together. It's who I am. Once I see that one of those specific search terms keeps showing up and is doing well, I will negate it in that broad and phrase match ad group, bring it into an exact match, run it there and jack that bit up. If it starts to do really well, I'll make my own campaign, put that ad group into that campaign of like success ad groups and jack that budget up so that I have room to run. Because the broad and phrase you'll usually want to limit just in case you get a bunch of crap in there. Use everything you have available. Every friggin' thing in there. I go in there sometimes, I go, why didn't you use this? There's ad extensions, so call outs and call extensions and any other option you can have. All the e-commerce sellers, you now have the option to put like your price into the search. There's like a little box that comes under the description with some of your products, and I think it shows like 3 or 4, and it can actually swipe and you can actually put your price in there now. Oh, so the responsive and dynamic ads. The dynamic ones work similar to shopping. So you kind of, with shopping, you give them a product and then keywords just kind of show up and you negate them. In dynamic ads for search terms, it's the same thing. You give them a URL and it shows for what it thinks you need to show for, and then you start to negate them. So it's the same process. Test it. There's been a lot of times where I've had great success with those, and there's been times where I haven't. The responsive ones are great. I always have success with those. That is basically you write like 15 different titles and 15 different descriptions, and Google just kind of picks whichever one it thinks is going to work the best based on whatever you're targeting. Then, so specifically for e-commerce sellers, use your shopping data that you have, your shopping ads. So you'll run your shopping ads, right? You're always going to narrow it down to whichever keywords are doing the best. Once you figure out those keywords that are probably in your low priority campaign, take those keywords, put them into a search group, a search ad, and create a search ad with that, so that you're owning the first spot on the shopping ads, but then you're also owning the first spot for the search ads. If you're owning the first spot for shopping ads, a lot of people like, why do I need to also do it for search ads? Not everyone uses those. Some people aren't as visual as you would think. You'll actually see, and I've had this happen a lot, where the search ads will actually end up doing better than the shopping ads if you do that. And you just want to own as much real estate as you can. Then bidding, I prefer to use CPC enhanced, so where they fluctuate the bid based on what they think is going to work well. I'm not a fan of conversion targeting or target CPA or anything like that. I don't like any of those. I don't have enough control. I check my search and my shopping ads on a daily basis and go through and clean out any keywords that I don't want. So when I'm that controlled on what I'm doing, I don't need Google's help with the conversion thing, and I also find that I've not really had much success with it. Doesn't mean you won't. You can obviously try it, but I've had more success with the CPC. Then the last thing I wanted to mention was search ads work for everyone. I've heard so many times people will tell me like, oh, search ads don't work for us. We only work well with shopping ads or something like that. You're not testing enough. You're not sending them the right landing page. You're not thinking about where that person is when they're shopping. So my suggestion would be you're definitely need to continue trying search ads until you can figure it out. So obviously I want to feature a tool. Today I'm going to feature Ubersuggest. So shout out to Neil Patel for that. I love Ubersuggest. It is amazing because you can just plug in your competitor's URL and get all the keywords that they rank for, all their top pages, all that kind of stuff. 9 times out of 10, I'll just take that URL, drop it into Ubersuggest and go, give me all those keywords, and I'll just go run a bid against them. But that is all I have for today. So rate, review, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.
Thank you for joining us for today's Marketing Interruption. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show. And don't forget to email marketinginterruption@bluetuskr.com with any marketing questions you'd like to have answered on the show. And head over to marketinginterruption.bluetuskr.com to catch up on past episodes. Until next time. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.